Hey, what's up everybody? This is Greg Johnson from Max Fitness and Fitgolf in Sacramento. And today, I want to go over a golf club only workout. I always get a lot of questions about exercise that you can do at home or workouts that you can do at home or minimal equipment. And for all my golfers, I know you all have one of these. And for all my non-golfers, you could do this either without a club or even using something like a yardstick, a broom, a dowel, or anything that you want to. This is going to be a great overall workout, which is going to include a warm-up, some core, a little bit of swing speed stuff for my golfers, and also some strength. All right, so one thing I want you to notice about this club is we can use a club to create tension. But I'm using my Titleist AP2 here, a little tensile strength, but I'm not ever going to try to bend the club, obviously. But if I hold the club and I start to squeeze in on the club, it'll allow me to activate muscles in the front of my body, like my chest, like my biceps. And if I'm doing a pulling exercise, again, I'm not trying to bend or twist the club, but I'm basically just going to try to pull it, almost like I'm trying to pull the handle off the edge of the club. And the more tension I create, the more activation I get in my muscles. So that's how we're going to use the club for resistance. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with a basic warm-up. We're going to set the club down, and here's what I'm going to have everyone start to do. Full body warm-up. As everyone knows me, I love my full body warm-ups. So what we're going to do is we're going to start in a push-up position. We're going to take my left leg, we're going to bring it all the way up to the left arm, and we're going to reach all the way up to the sky. And then we're just going to alternate times. I'm going to do about 5 on each side, and I'll set my timer to make sure we get about a half hour or so of a workout in. Who knows, maybe more, maybe less. We're going to alternate sides. Now, as we go through these exercises, you can go for reps or you can go for time. It's completely up to you. You'll find it's going to be up to your discretion or your level of fitness. And my goal here is when I extend one leg back, I'm really keeping that leg tight so I get that thoracic spine rotation in my upper body. All right, next we're going to go into just some basic jumping jacks. I'd like to get the full body warmed up. I'm actually wearing a heart rate monitor. You probably can't see it because it's going to be above the screen here, so I can kind of find out how many calories I'm burning during this workout. After jumping jacks, we're going to go into seal jacks, open and closed. For those of you who've worked with me before, I love my warm-up. You've probably seen this before. And then open gates. Open gates are really about opening up the hips. Open the gate, close the gate, open the gate, close the gate. Really trying to open up those hips, get them loose. Feel free to hang on the bottom a little bit. Open up the hips and the ankles. All right, so now we're going to go through a couple. I'm going to grab my club for this. So there's a couple ways we can use the club. One is to an implement for movement. So we're going to reach out toe touches. Just like I'm going to slide the club right down the leg, right through the toe, trying to open up the chest. Or I can use it as checking my posture. Hinge at the hip, spine stays straight. I get more stretch in the calf and the hamstring. Okay, alternate through. And then we're going through a couple lunge with reach backs. So with lunge with reach back, I'm going to step forward. I'm going to scoop my hip as far underneath me as I can to get that hip flexor stretch. And I'm going to take the club and reach it behind, like I'm trying to get behind the head. Step, scoop, and reach. All right, so notice I'm not rotating on this one because I'm going to do that in the next one. Step, scoop, and it's a side reach. Step, scoop, and reach. Step, scoop, and reach. Opening things up. Start to get that heart rate up. Same thing, about 5 to 10 on each side. All right, now we're going to add a rotation. So same step, same scoop, and we're going to rotate over the front leg, all the way over. So when I step, scoop, I don't want that knee to move. Rotate, step, rotate, all the way over the front leg, not letting the knee move, trying to get as much thoracic spine. I'm actually using the club to create a little bit of tension, helping me into that range of motion. Okay, now we're going to do some things to work on hip mobility. So if you have a balance issue, this is great to give you a little bit of balance. Otherwise, you're going to need to hold it out in front. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that for balance. I'm going to do some basic leg swings. So when I do a basic front and back leg swing, I'm not trying to slump and extend, slump and extend. I'm working on posture, got balance, and I'm just working on hip range of motion. We'll switch sides, shake it out. So again, anytime we do these workouts, it's not just about getting strength in. It's Can you get mobility through your workout? Can you work on stretching, flexibility, mobility, stability? Great for golf swing, great for injury prevention. Now the other leg swings, and I can do this in the range too, is I like rotating. So if you watch my toe, my ground toe is going to be facing the camera, my other toe is going to be facing up and up. So I'm actually working on internal, external rotation on both hips. All right, so if this is my plant leg, I'm rotating the hip. I'm going to go up, 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 right? Posture stays up, torso stays high. Using the club for balance so I'm not all over the place. All right, we'll do a few more on each side. All right, same thing, shake it out. Rotate toe up, make sure that toe is forward. Toe up, toe up, toe up, toe up. And having that club in front of me shows me I'm not swinging my leg too far out in front. Underneath the club. Rotating. And there we go. All right, so that's to me, that's a full warm-up. Now, if you want a little extra warm-up, because I do like a little extra warm-up, get my upper body involved, I'm going to come down like I'm doing a toe touch. I'm going to walk out and walk back. Walk out, gets my upper body involved. I can add a push-up if I want. Walk back, all the way out, all the way back. You can stand up if you need to, all the way out. If you have bad shoulders, don't feel like you need to do this one. We'll do one more. Walk out, and this time I'll walk up. All right, so that's a full warm-up. That's including upper body as well. So now let's go into some basic core exercises. One of the most important things for any core exercise is a foundational plank, okay? So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use this club for a little bit of resistance. So when I get into a plank, my elbows will be underneath my shoulders, hands are elbow and shoulder width apart, and I'm gonna either pull or push on the club. Pull, push, okay? So in that position, elbows are underneath the shoulders, toes are underneath the heels, abs tight, shoulders down. I'm going to hold the plank position. This is not a plank. This is not a plank. Straight spine. For this one, I'm going to pull in on the club, really pushing my hands together without actually moving, and I'm going to feel a little bit of extra movement in the shoulder, a little squeeze there. And I'm going to hold that for about 10 to 15 seconds. And then relax. And then the next one I'm going to try to pull out. I'm going to try to pull the club apart. 15 more seconds. Ready? Go. So now in actuality what I'm doing is I'm doing an isometric external rotation of the shoulder, which is great. Again, you don't need to try to snap your club in half. You're just working on creating tension. And relax. In this one we'll just go without the club. Proper plank. I'm going to feel like I'm trying to pull my elbows to my toes and my toes to my elbows. Elbows underneath the shoulders. Now I'm going to feel like I'm flexing, like I'm trying to pull the carpet together. You'll start to feel that little quiver in your midsection, that all those abs kick in. Shouldn't see any arch back, round back. 5 more seconds. And take a break. All right, so if you notice, those aren't about long 1-minute holds. They're called active planks and really turning things on. All right, so now, my favorite for golfers using a club is obviously everybody loves their rotation exercises, but even if you're a non-golfer, rotation is a key part of movement. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to line my feet up. So if you look at this line, all right, my toe, my heel, my knee, and my toe are all in a straight line. If you don't have good balance, offset just a little bit. The goal is to keep this front leg level. I'm going to take my club, I'm going to angle it over that front knee, and I'm going to come down to my side. And I'm going to try to pull the club apart, and that's going to turn on all the muscles in my back. Down to the down leg, up to the up leg, all right? Now when I pull, this glute turns on. This glute turns on. It stops my pelvis from moving. Down, squeeze the glutes, set the shoulders, pull the club apart. Pull the club apart, all right? This is a good time to realize if your grips are on tight enough or not. And I'll feel that in my shoulder blades on both sides. Same thing, going for time, 30 seconds, maybe 15 reps. I don't mind if the head turns with the club, otherwise you can keep your head straight and always do the other side. So line things up, tip over the front leg, down to the down leg, tall as you can, up to the up leg, pulling the club apart, trying to separate. Again, I'm not trying to break the club, I'm just trying to create tension in the back of the body, not letting that front knee move. A couple more. There we go. All right. And you'll feel that all the way through your back. All right, so now the glutes, the backside, are a part of the core. So I always like doing a little bit of glutes exercise. So now again, same thing. I'm not pressing the club down. I'm just resting on my hips to give me a gauge. When I bridge up, all right, spine is straight, abs are tight. Glutes are doing the work, not the low back. The purpose of having the club here is when I bridge up, pelvis should be level. If this is easy, bridge up, keeping a level pelvis. Extend one leg, switch to the other leg, and back down. So bridge up, try this, extend one leg, don't allow the pelvis to move. And switch, and back down. We're going to go through about 20, 30 seconds. Bridge up, one side, other side, back down. Now notice I could just stay up there and do leg kicks, but I actually want the bridge. Control, control, back down. Every couple of reps, switch which leg you start with, or every rep, switch which leg you start with. Up, left, right, and next time, up, right, left. Glutes are turned on. You should feel like apples, not applesauce. Tight glutes. Bridge up. If you're starting to feel this too much in the hamstrings, right, keep your feet pressed into the front of your shoes and just work on bridging, holding for a few seconds. Otherwise, last couple seconds, bridge up, back down. Okay, while we're down here, I'm not a big fan of sit-ups and crunches, but I do like a little bit of mobility in the spine. So I'm going to take this club, I'm going to hold it up here. I'm going to keep my abs tight, bring my knees to my chest, and I'm going to try to get my toes to the club. And when I come back down, I'm not just flopping back down. I'm coming up to the club, controlling it back down, not letting my spine, not letting my head come up off the ground. Bridge up, touch the club, control it back down. Bridge up, touch the club, control it back down. If you have any back pain, skip this one completely. We don't need too much flexion in the back. I very rarely do a lot of crunches with clients. This is just considered a reverse crunch. Control back down, shoulders down, abs tight, head stays on the ground. Do a few more of these. Now again, if I want to make this harder, I can either squeeze in on the club or out on the club. A couple more. And take a break. All right, last one, core exercise. All right, we're going to go into basically a little kayak. All right, so here's the best way to think about it. You're sitting back on your hip bones. Chest is up tall. So when you do these, when you're doing either a Russian twist or Roman twist, I don't want slumped, okay? I want chest up as tall as you can, legs up off the ground, all right? So if I were to put the club behind my back, my spine is straight, chest up, feet up off the ground, and I'm gonna start tapping the club on each side. Chest up, spine straight. We'll go for about 20 seconds. If that's easy, I'm gonna rotate the club so I get more rotation, just like I'm paddling a kayak. Keep that spine straight. As it gets tired, if I need to put my heels down, I can. Chest up as tall as I can. All right, if you feel that in your low back, put the heels down, keep the chest up. Otherwise, last 5 seconds, tall as you can. 3, 2, 1. All right, take a break. Relax if you need to. So we got a warm up, we got our core in. So now we're gonna work on some speed drills. All right, so I have a 5-iron. All right, now there's a lot of concepts as far as overspeed and underspeed. But with just one club at home, right, what I like to do is in a kneeling position, I'm going to take my lower body out of the equation. If you're inside, make sure you have range of motion. We're going full swing, all right? So I'm not trying to go off the ground. I'm not trying to take something off a tee. I'm actually coming horizontal. So with my club in a normal position, normal grip, I'm actually going to work on 5 swings as hard as I can. But I'm stabilizing my lower body. One more. Now as you get good at that, you can go up to 10 reps. And as any overspeed, underspeed, we always do both sides. Now you're going to hear me, I'm not as good on this side. So I'm going to back. Ooh, not as good. A little better. So again, this isn't necessarily a golf movement. It's a rotational speed movement. So I'm not worried about trying to graze the ground. I'm just as fast as I can. Last one. Okay, now with your 5-iron, I'm going to flip the club. So now if you notice, it's going to be much easier to swing. It's lighter now because there's no club head at the end. So same thing, I'm going to hold it roughly like I would a club. That's louder, that's faster. You hear it? There you go. So now your intention working faster than you normally would a swing. And there's numerous progressions to kneeling, to standing, to hop skipping. But for the purpose of a at-home, ooh, that's good this side. We're going to work on just kneeling. Right? I'm rotating, trying not to move side to side. Couple more. All right. Excuse me. All right. So now we're going into the strength portion. We got a warm up. We got a core. We got a little speed work. So for that, I just did 5 swings, normal club, right and left, and then I did 5 swings on each side, upside down club, right and left. All right. There's plenty of options to get to that. This is just a fun at-home basic workout. So now we're getting into strength. We got 3 strength series to do. It's going to include 1 lower body and 1 upper body exercise each. We're about 15 minutes into the workout, which is perfect. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with a lunge and rotation. From that position, we're going to lunge back. We're going to rotate, again, over the front leg. And we're going to alternate side to side. So I'm going to show you this from the side. We're going to go for about 30 seconds. Step back, rotate over the front leg. All my weight should be focused on my front heel. And my back leg, if I were to go all the way down, should stay right underneath me, not extending back. Heel down, rotate over the leg. Heel down, rotate over the leg. For right now, I'm allowing my eyes to go with the club, which makes it more of a balance exercise. But if I need to, I can keep my eyes straight ahead to work on cervical spine rotation as well. Then about 10 more seconds left. And we're going to go through sets of these. So we're going to go a set of lunger rotations, followed by a set of an upper body exercise. All right, which will be basically a golf posture Y. Okay, so golf posture, hinging from the hips, straight spine, athletic position. This isn't just golf. This is baseball. This is linebacker. This is my athletic position. Shoulders down. I'm going to separate the club, try to pull against the club. And without dropping my head forward, shoulders down, I'm going to pull the club apart and try to get my biceps to my ears without letting my shoulders come up to my ears. All right, golf posture, 30 seconds. Eyes up, chest up. I'm not lifting. I'm not arching my back. Spine is flat. Abs are tight to prevent extension. And I'm just stabilizing. And you can control your own resistance depending how much you're pulling on the club. 10 more seconds. Got a little sweat going. I'm up to about 80% of my max heart rate. So now I'll go back, second round. Lunge rotations. All right, starting. Lunge back. Rotate over the front leg. Ooh, don't lose your balance. Lunge back. Rotate. Lunge back. Rotate. Alternate sides. Really work on thoracic spine, extension, posture. Again, I'm pulling the club, trying to create a little bit more work in my upper back. It's always hard to get those pulling muscles at home, but you can use something as simple as a golf club and work on that. I may have lost count of time. Don't be afraid to do reps. We'll go 10 more seconds. Load that heel, rotate. Tall as you can. Don't get tired on me. Tall as you can. I need to take a break. We'll go back to Ys. All right. You can also change your foot position if you want to. Obviously, there's athletic posture. You can do offset stance. You can even do single leg if you want to make things a little more challenging. I'm going to stick with golf posture. Hips back, athletic position, shoulders back, eyes straight, not jutting forward. Keep time this time. You should feel that in mid to upper back. You should not feel it in your low back. If you feel it in your low back, pelvic tilt just a little bit, keep that back flat. I shouldn't see this if you're looking in a mirror. Flat back, shoulders back. And take a break. All right, round one done. So now we're going to go to the next exercise. Back, lower body, upper body. So for lower body, obviously I'm a big fan of deadlifts. Straight spine, heavy weight, great for core, great for glutes, great for posture. But if you don't have a lot of equipment, I like to focus on single-sided exercises. All right, so we're going to do a single leg deadlift. All right, so now, if you're not good with a single leg deadlift, and let me show you what that is. If this is a bar, shoulders down, a deadlift would be straight down, straight up. So a single leg deadlift, I'm loading on one leg, shoulders back, straight down. In other words, level hips, level shoulders, straight up. All right, great for balance. Down and back up. If you have bad balance, take the club, put it in front of you, and just use it as the opposite of the heel. Heel goes up, arm goes in. Heel goes up, try to get my toes and fingertips as far away as possible, hips and shoulders level. So we're going to go for about 30 seconds on each side. Okay, shake it out. Go on each side. We'll stick with the balance set for this one. Tall as you can. So, balance position, my arm is out straight. That's where the club sits. Same leg is up. So I have the club opposite of the leg. And I'm going to drive my heel back, arm forward. And since I have it here, I can actually press down on the club to not only help me up, but also get a little lat activation. I just caught myself looking down. Try not to look down at your toes. I want eyes up, chest up at the top. I'm looking forward towards the ground in front of me, as tall as I can. All right, and then we'll go into push-ups. Basic cut and dry push-ups. So now, what I like to do is, with the club up in front, if I want to make push-ups more challenging, my hands are going to be as wide as my 5-iron. All right, otherwise I'm going to stay in tight. But if you want a little bit more challenge, I'm going to start with a push-up, shoulder tap. All right, so now if I do a shoulder tap correctly, I'm going to use this club as a balance point. Wide stance, feet hip width apart, push-up. And when I do a shoulder tap, the club shouldn't move. If you're moving, it'll do this. We don't want that. All right. Second round, single leg deadlifts and push-ups. Ooh, getting a little sweat going in here. All right. Who says this can't be cardio? All right, so this time instead of using the balance point, I'm going to hold this tall as I can. Leg up. I'm going to use the club to help my hip hinge. Make sure I'm hinging at the hip. And I'm going to take the club right down the leg. Or I could also work on this on my posture. My entire spine, including my head, should be able to touch the ground. If you're slumped and you can't physically get there, we're going to work on your thoracic spine mobility. So we keep going through this. You'll start to feel that glute, little hamstring. Last couple. All right, here we go, second side, straight spine. Now again, if I'm looking at you this way, when I hinge forward, I shouldn't see my shoulders tipped, or my hips tipped. Level hips, level shoulders, straight down. Heel goes straight to the back wall. Sternum goes straight out in front. About 4 or 5 more. Now again, we're only doing 2 rounds of this at this point for time. You're welcome to add a 3rd round. Oop. It's hard to talk and balance at the same time. Last couple. Alright, we'll go back to push-ups. And just because I like them, we'll stick with shoulder taps. Alright, straight spine. If I want to make this harder, hands are wider, feet are narrower. This makes that tap harder. If I want to make it a little bit more easier, wider feet, narrower hands works. Otherwise, I like doing even. Push up, touch. Abs are tight. If you have bad shoulders, just work on the shoulder tap or just the push-up. Don't worry about both. Or simply just hold a plank. All right, we got 1 more set. Now, some of the things that we lack in our day-to-day workout routines is lateral movement. Everything in the gym tends to be front and back, forwards and back, walking. But golf is a lateral and a rotational sport. So when we work on lateral lunge, I'm going to lunge out to the side and back up. So now, if I need the club, I can actually put the club in front of me. When I lunge out to the side, this leg, the inside leg stays straight. Then lunge out, reach down, come up. Lunge out, reach down, and come up. All right. So now I'm going to do this to the side. When I lunge forward, my hip's going to come back, just like a deadlift. Loaded hip, loaded glute. I'm going to come back up. All right. So loaded. My opposite arm is taking the club. Loaded. If I were to do a lateral lunge, everything's in line. I'm not flailing my knee out. Loaded. Let's get back to center frame here. Loaded. Load. Adding the reach gets a little bit more glute. If I need to, I could just stay upright, a little bit more quads. Plenty of options. Having the club, a little extra balance. A few more here. All right, so now the last thing, again, it's challenging to work the back of the body. So if I had a cable or a TRX, I'd work on a row, all right? But since we don't have resistance to pull against, we're going to use the club to create that resistance, that lateral resistance. So again, I'm not trying to bend the club around me. I want slight bend of the knees. I can do this in golf posture if I want to. I'm going to try to pull the club apart. I'm going to pull to my chest. So if this club was separated, it would actually pull apart and my elbows go behind me. So we'll go golf posture. Eyes straight, shoulders down, pull the club and squeeze. Pull the club and squeeze. All right, again, I'm not bending, I'm not twisting the club. I'm just trying to pull it apart with a slight activation of those muscles in the backside. Great option if you don't have a lot of stuff at home. Again, for my non-golfers, grab a club, grab a dowel, just create that tension. You'll start to feel that light up. Whew. After doing those Y's in the first set, a couple more here. All right, whew. You'll feel it, feels good. All right, last set of lateral lunges, starting in the center, tall as I can. Again, when I lunge out, I'm gonna load the hip, glute is loaded. All right, reach down, opposite arm, switch sides. If adding the arms is too confusing, don't worry about it. Or if you really want to, if you have weights at home, you can have weight, but again, this is a minimal equipment, home exercise program. Eyes up, chest out. Eyes up, chest out. I don't want you looking at your toes. They're gonna be there, don't worry. Not bad, about 10 seconds left. If I did want to make this more balanced, I could add multiples to one side, or do a full 30 seconds on one side, full 30 seconds on the other. Completely up to you. And we'll finish out last 2. and 1. All right, so now for that row. This time we'll actually go with golf posture. Straight spine, back flat, club out in front. All right, I'm pushing and pulling 90 degrees from my chest. Shoulders down, abs tight, pull the club apart. Last set of upper body. Again, I tend to find myself looking down. I'm sure you've caught me a couple of times. Think eyes up, chest up, ears over the shoulders, shoulders back. Last couple of seconds. 2, 1, and take a break. All right, that is a full workout. We get core, upper body, lower body, speed, lateral, rotation, legs, upper body pushing, upper body pulling. Great aspect, and all you have is a golf club. I know we all have something in this, like this. All right, go grab an old club if you're afraid to break it, but ideally, I'm not twisting, snapping, pulling. It's pull or push. All right, so in our last couple minutes, we're almost at 30 minutes exactly. My favorite stretch that I want everyone to do is hip flexor stretch. Since you have your club should be along the spine, tall as you can. Don't lean forward and arch your low back. Scoop your hips. Feel that straight spine. You feel that extension in the hip. Lean into it. Not arching, pulling. We'll hold this for about 30 seconds. I'm sure most of you could do this more often. If you're sitting in a chair, traveling a lot, you need this regularly. And same thing, last thing on the side. Again, if you have the club, use it to work on your spine posture. I shouldn't see this. Tall as you can, straight spine. Scoop the hips underneath you. Come this way so you can see me. Scoop the hips underneath you. You start to feel a stretch right about where that front pocket is. Holding for about 30 seconds. Last couple. Just so you guys know, that was about a half-hour workout. According to my MyZone heart rate monitor, I burned just under 500 calories, 100 MEPs. Definitely gets the workout in. All right. Thank you guys very much. Again, this is Greg Johnson from Max Fitness and Fitgolf Performance Center. Give this a try. Let me know what you think. Tag me, post it, let us know what you think. Otherwise, have a great day. We'll see you guys soon.